Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today's video is just a relaxing home maintenance, home care, day in the life video. So please sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video. So I like to start my Thursday off with a fresh bouquet of flowers, or three. Publix has a 3 for $12 special that I take part in just about every Thursday. Flowers from Publix is a small thing that I do to make my heart smile. I chase after things, especially the cheap things, that make my heart smile. So I'm just getting my floral arrangements together. I picked up 3 bouquets today. 2 of them are the same and one is a little different. I've never tried this floral combination, but I'm excited. I'm excited. It's gonna turn out beautiful. I'm gonna love it. We have 2 pairs of scissors and we cannot find any. Naturally, I want to say Maya lost them, but honestly, I think it's me. Just all the movements around the house I've been doing, working on things, creating different trackers for myself. I have no idea where they could be, but I couldn't find any today, so I'm just pulling and snapping the flowers to get them to the size that I need them to be. So I usually do my weekly grocery shopping on Thursday. If you're new here, I should tell you that Thursday is my payday. It's typically the day I do my grocery haul, and it's typically the one day out of the week that I'm in the store. But lately, I've been trying to think different with money. I notice no matter how my finances grow or how I grow with dealing with finances, that when it comes to payday, I move the same way I moved when money was tighter. I'll get paid on whatever day I'm getting paid on right now. It's Thursday. I'll get paid on Thursday and I'll immediately start moving money on my payday. And getting paid, my body releases endorphins. Like, it feels good to get a paycheck and to see the deposit in my bank account. It's an exciting moment. I wonder how I would be with my money if I just let my paycheck marinate for a day or two. So I'm trying this method that I absolutely made up in my mind. I'm calling the Paycheck marination method. This is my first week, so I don't know if it's going to work. But what I'm doing is not touching money at all on my payday. I'm letting my paycheck just sit in my checking account. I do have 4 automatic transfers to savings that naturally happen, so those happened immediately this morning. But other than that, I did not go to the ATM to pull my cash For the week, I didn't go grocery shopping. I didn't spend any additional money other than the money I had on hand today. I want to know tomorrow how my brain will move with money. And if I didn't automatically start spending on the day that I got my paycheck, I wondered how that would grow me as a person. My savings has grown. My situation financially has changed, but I still behave in the same manner, and I'm really trying to grow myself to be more intentional. So I don't know how this is going to go, but I do want to know, after those endorphins that I naturally get, my body naturally releases because I got paid. Once they subside the next day, how am I gonna move with my money and the decisions that I'm gonna make? I want to see if they differ from the decisions I've made over the years. Like I said, it's literally something I just thought about when I was in my office, which, by the way, is my closet, and I was doing my finances yesterday. I thought about it and came up with the money marination method. So I'm gonna see. I'm really gonna see. I wanted to add, I am not a high earner at all, and I definitely still need every single paycheck that comes in. I just wanted to know, if I held off for a day or two, how my brain would use money. It's not that I'm not going to allot the money. I just want to know, how would I think about my financial decisions once that high of getting a paycheck isn't in the picture. But I definitely still need my paycheck. I have not gotten to that space where I can just forget that I got paid. I know it's in God's will for that to be my story one day, but it's definitely not it today. I'm just trying to see how I make decisions so that I can grow and steward my finances better, basically. So my first assignment in my home maintenance for today is going to be caulking the hall and caulking Jordan's room. I do not like caulking at all, but it is important. And it's basically just sealing the trims and sealing around the walls in the home, especially leading into the winter months. I noticed that it makes a difference. Last year, this time, I caulked the living room, kitchen, dining room, laundry room, and my bedroom. So, before winter gets here, I still have my bathroom, the boys' bathroom, this hall, and both of the boys' bedrooms to caulk, like I said, before winter starts. I'm breaking it into pieces so I don't get overwhelmed. Today, I'm going to be fully caulking the hallway and fully caulking Jordan's bedroom to get it all done. I want you all to know that it is important that you remember everything that you take in, you have to take care of. I find owning a home to not be an overwhelming task for me, but it's because I do something every month. It doesn't have to be something big, but I do something on my home every month. This month, like I said, I'm going to be caulking all of the rooms to get that done, the remaining rooms to get that done. But in the month of July, we got so much rain. I was able to clean the back side of my home. The siding on the back side of my home gets this allergy looking buildup, and when it's pouring raining, I find it easiest to clean. I have a long brush, a bucket, and I'll just put bleach and dish detergent in the bucket and clean off the back of my home. I noticed that I don't have to pay someone to come and power wash my home if I do it every year. And I do it when it's raining. Yes, I'm the crazy lady outside watching her home in pouring down rain. But I noticed that when I take care of things, I don't have the large financial overhead that typically comes when things are neglected. I'm up here and I'm caulking the seams around the trim, but I'm also looking for water damage, for any damage to the home that I wouldn't see just walking through the hall. I'm close to the ceiling so I can actually see the condition of the ceiling. I got a new roof about 5 years ago, so the roofing is doing well, but still you want to check. We've had a lot of thunderstorm, strong winds, and so this allows me to just pretty much check the overall condition of the home and be able to get it fixed right away versus allowing it to become a bigger problem. But regular home maintenance, just doing something every month or every other month, depending on who you are as a person, does help you to enjoy your home even more. It's hard to have peace in a space that is costing you so much money. The caulking I already had on hand. I actually have the caulking that goes in the caulk gun, and I have 2 of the caulking guns. I just can't find them. So I have 3 of these squeezable tubes, and in this video I will use 1.5. But a little bit every month makes a difference, and being a homeowner is actually a labor of love for me. I just notice by doing little things, it makes it easier for me. I'm beginning to look at home ownership like every other relationship. If you neglect the kids, it's stressful. They'll act out and create other issues, and it'll be stressful. If you're in an intimate relationship and you neglect the relationship, you'll have issues and you'll be arguing and it'll be stressful. And a home is quite the same. You have to give it some attention and love on it, and it doesn't stress you out at all. But if you just live in the home and decorate it and never tend to it, it's going to be a stressful process. But it's a labor of love for me, and I do look at it in those terms. So I may not enjoy caulking, but I'm so grateful and honored to God that He blessed me with a home. I'm really trying to steward and show that I appreciate every blessing that He places in my life. And this is one of my biggest blessings, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I will say that my father did me a justice. He taught me so many skills. But there are things that my father hasn't taught me that just watching YouTube videos I've been able to accomplish in my in my home to keep my costs down. I had the boys' toilet was leaking last year, and it for 4 months my water bill was $109. I watched many YouTube videos, went to Lowe's, bought a toilet, installed it myself. You will be so shocked at how easy it is to replace a toilet. But ever since I replaced their toilet, my water bill has been $24. Like, just having a toilet that runs efficiently cuts down on the cost. But instead of calling someone right away to fix things in my house, I try to fix it myself. And if I can't do it, then I'll call someone. But I haven't ran into a situation where it's something I can't do. If there is a repair in your home, I promise you there's a YouTube video for it. But I was able to replace the toilet in their bathroom, also give them a new vanity, and replace the sink on their vanity in their bathroom, all by just watching YouTube videos. The fence that I put up in my front patio area, YouTube videos showed me how to install a fence. Don't be intimidated, but you are able to make progress in your home and keep it cost efficient, or keep the cost down, just by trying to do it yourself. You'll be surprised at how talented you are at the things that you're able to do and how it all comes together. It builds your confidence as well. So each time you tackle something that you have never done before, once you accomplish that, you're not so scared to try different things. It gives you that little bit of encouragement that we all need. But home ownership truly is a joy. And I want us all to get here. Okay, now that I'm in Jordan's room, well, I'm working my way into Jordan's room. I'm going to caulk his entire room, and I'm going to clean his room. It gets dusty because he's not in there often. Jordan is my adult son. He lives on his own, and he is building his career. I'm so very proud of him. But I have this saying: when in doubt, come home. I want my young men to grow into grown, independent, solid, upstanding men of God. I truly do. But I looked around. God gave me two boys, and I looked around at the product that the generations before me produced. And in my family, the women are doing so much better than the men. Mentally, emotionally, financially. But I think they're all connected. All the girls in my family got the same incubation that I did. Basically, someone stood and held space for them. Our fathers, all of our fathers, held space for us. We didn't have to turn 18 and have it all together. Just about everybody in my family had their first child at 22. I don't know what that's about. But we all had our first child at 22. We weren't ready mentally, emotionally, financially. And our fathers, for all of us, stood in the gap. We were able to finish school, save, buy homes, become financially independent women, and stand on our own 100%. But there was a level of incubation. When we fell and didn't get it right, of course, we have Southern fathers, so they let us know. But they still held space for us. Boys, on the other hand, in my family, don't get that. They turn 18 and automatically they're men. They got to get out there and make it happen. They can't whine or complain. They just have to have it all together. And men who are in my family and are way more intelligent than I am. No lie. They're way smarter than I am in every single way. I struggle with addiction of some sort. The amount of addiction that plagues men in my family is uncanny. And when I had my kids, I felt like I needed to do something different. That whole, he's a man, suck it up, stand on your own, I couldn't do it. I can't do it. I seen what that produced, and it produced a bunch of men who can keep a job and pay a bill, but emotionally they're drowning inside and they need some substance or some drink to cope with life. It's not working. In my family, it's not working. So I raised my kids a little different. For my boys, I left the door open. The door to my home is always open to them. Open allows two things to happen. It allows them to freely live, freely leave the nest, and someone encourages them, love on them, cheer as they go out in the world and strive to reach their goals. It allows them to have the courage to step out of my door and pursue the life that they want for themselves, knowing that their mother fully supports them. But an open door also allows, when life is tough, money is tight, you're doing everything in your power to stand on your own and you're unable to, it allows you to come home. It allows you to reset from a space that is serene and peaceful, where there is love, where there is someone that is going to try her best as a mom to feed your soul. It doesn't put all the weight of life solely on you. It allows you to accept love and be loved by the people that love you. So where I'm from, sports is everything. We put so much pressure on our kids athletically, just from what I see. If they have any amount of talent, people define them by that talent. And in my family, I've had the blessing of having a brother that played semi-pro basketball. I've had a brother who played professional football. I've had a cousin play professional football as well. And I can go on and on about the amount of athletic talent that my family has. The problem with that, though, is when people see you as your performance and you get to the NFL or you get to these semi-pro leagues or college, and your career doesn't manifest into what the world thought it would be. Many of the men in my life are still stuck in what could have been. They're drowning under seeing themselves only in the realm of their athletic talents. The weird part for me, though, is all of these men have powers and gifts that are so much greater than the sport they played. I have a brother that is able to calculate and solve a problem in his head quicker than you could do it on a calculator. I have a brother who is calm-natured and can talk and encourage you the way my father does, just by having a regular conversation that can transform the way you think. I have a cousin who is so charismatic. When he walks in the room, he lights up the place. He's super funny, and he lightens your load just by his presence. But because this town hyped them up as they were going to go somewhere, they were going to make something out of themselves, and the way the world saw it isn't the way that God planned it all out. They're drowning, many of them. Of all the talent in my family, 99% of those men are drowning. You're more than just a performance. And that's what I'm trying to show my kids. Jordan is a highly talented basketball player. The notoriety that he received in high school, when he got to college, he didn't receive. And that's oftentimes what happens. He came home, and for a moment, he was upset and discouraged that it all didn't work out in the way he envisioned it working out. But I didn't let him sit there. I always told him he was so much more than a basketball player. I always let him know that of all his skills, that is one of the smallest. He has the most magnetic smile. He is the most caring and compassionate person. He knows how to just naturally hold space for the people in his life. He's a natural born leader. You've ever been in the presence of someone who just, by being them, forces you to step up and elevate and want to be better? He has that power. I try my hardest to pour into him in that time, and still to this day, just how amazing he is. Like, God did his best work within him. Don't let the small things that society has elevated be all you can see in yourself. People are always gonna go after the performance. It's your job as a man, as a woman, to know at the core who you are, what you stand for, and what's important for you. So he came home. I have rules, like you have to work. You have to show progress. There's a check-in and accountability that must come, even in the broken space. You get to be incubated and loved and nurtured, but you're not allowed to just stop, crawl in a corner, and soak in what didn't happen. He needed to come home from school for a moment. He needed to be incubated. He needed me to talk to him. My father did the go to my mirror method. With Jordan, it's just sitting on the couch and talking, or watching a basketball game and allowing the conversation to naturally drift to where it needs to be and pouring into his soul. It has to come organically. Boys are so different. But it worked. He found a career that he wanted to pursue. He put all the work in to start his career. He got to the point where he moved out of state, got his own place. He is thriving and doing so well. He has dreams and plans beyond sports, just as a man, where he sees his life going. And I don't know if what I'm doing is the correct way of parenting, but I've decided that instead of allowing other people to guide me, I'm going to do what I feel in my heart is best. I'm going to align it with God's word, and I'm never going to leave them nor forsake them. I'm going to stand. I'm going to hold space. It's human nature to be discouraged at times. It's human nature to forget who you are at times. But when you have someone who loves you so much that they can see where you are and remind you who you are, because we're all so much greater than we give ourselves credit for. We're all so much powerful than we know most times. And I don't have my dad to whisper in my ear, but I have God's word to confirm who I am. And as I grow, I'm taking them with me. I'm always going to hold space. I'm always going to encourage them. I'm always going to provide a safe place for them to incubate. Because powerful men are not built when you push them out and demand the most of them. Powerful men are created when you allow their life to align with what God has for them, and you lead with love. God's word said that love conquers all. And I stand firmly on that belief. I can say that because at 22, I got pregnant. I was so afraid. I felt so ill-equipped. I've never had a mom. I don't know how that looks. I don't know what that entails. I had no idea. In the moment, my amazing son came through me and into my life. I felt this level of love I never felt before. The kind of love that makes you want to stretch further and show up better than you are as a person. It's the kind of love that pulls down walls. Even though I've never done it, I'm going to be a good mom because he so deserved it. Even though I'm afraid, I'm going to stretch to be more, to get to a place where I can stand and I can empower you, and your life is so much greater than mine. Who I am is in direct correlation to how I loved him and how 5 years later I fell in love with both of my children, and how my father loved me. No one could ever tell me that love doesn't conquer all. Because the woman that looks back at me in the mirror that I've fallen so in love with could never be here without all of the amazing men that God blessed my life with, who loved me. Without any rhyme or reason, they simply loved me. They simply held space for me. And that love propelled me and called my soul to be better, to stand in my power, to become the amazing woman that I have matured into. Jordan is the most powerful man in my life, because just by showing up into this world and taking in air, he transformed this little girl into a woman, a warrior, someone who would never give up, someone who would fight to the end of time for him, for herself, so she could be strong enough to fight for him. He changed my life. I will never allow him or Jeremiah to shrink, because they both have spoken and created what stands before me today. And God loved me so much that he made no mistakes in blessing me with the children that he has blessed me with. Love does conquer all. Love is all powerful. And I'm choosing to stand on God's word, and I'm choosing to always lead first with the purest love my heart has to offer. For me, I met God along the journey of life. I didn't know him when I was little. We went to church occasionally. My father was big on reading the Bible and telling us the power of Matthew. It was his favorite book in the Bible. We prayed as a family. God's word was always spoken into us. But I didn't meet him till I was well into my 30s, my late 30s. I met him in a real way. And not until recently did I get the ability to understand, hear his voice move in a way that I felt is pleasing to him. So God's love for me came much later in life. The first demonstration of love I received came from my father. Even when he was mad, even when he was telling me off, he loved me. He didn't leave me. He didn't forsake me. He showed up human, which means with the flaws that we all have as humans, he showed up flawed, but he loved me in the purest way he knew possible. That's my introduction to being loved. I think as parents, sometimes we can get lost in the stress, the grind, the responsibility of being a parent so much that we forget that for our children, we are the first demonstration of love. Life is going to offer challenges that are greater than we as parents are able to help our children through. And they'll find God in the journey the same way we did. But as a child, even in the midst of our flaws as humans, we offer our children the gift of learning what it is to be loved. We give them their first insight on how powerful those 4 letters are when action is behind them. Never lose sight of that. Never lose sight of your responsibility to pour in them what love looks like and how to truly love someone pure-heartedly when they're doing what you want them to do as a parent and when they're challenging. I'm learning that parenting is a job you can show up to as you are, unsure, scared, fumbling along the way, that you win 100% of the time if you allow your heart to guide you, if you let God's word to lead, and if you never walk away. You win 100% of the battles you stand for. My children are so worth the stand. They're so worth loving and demonstrating true love to them. This, for me, is more than just an obligation. It's my greatest teacher. To see how it was for my father to show up when they're mad, to show up when they're disappointed, but to show up. For me to now be the parent on the other end and wearing all of the different stages you go through in rearing kids and getting to the point where inside your heart gets to smile. You stood. You didn't turn your back on the child or any of them. And you see those young men turn into actual men. It's a great thing. I'm going to wrap this conversation up by saying we are so much more than our talent or a talent. There's so much more in us than the world will ever be able to see. That God didn't put a single gift into any of us. He made us multi-talented. He made us gifted in abundance. Never lose sight of who you are, and never lose sight of whose you are. The world may not see you for all that you are, but you have the strength within you to find a mirror, to find a spot near water or whatever your favorite spot is. You have the power to call in to yourself who you truly are. Let's not give our strength away. Let's not lose ourselves in the performance. If there's something you do well, take pride in that. But never allow the talent to outshine you. There's so much in you. Don't give the world just one small piece of it. Let them see all of it. And even if they never grow to truly see it all, display it all for yourself with pride. God put that in you. The ability to show up for people, the ability in this crazy world to still know how to love pure-heartedly, the ability to have your heart broken before and love like you've never experienced that pain. Let them see you, not the hidden, scared, tiptoeing part of you, but the bold, beautiful, fearless, marvelously crafted woman or man that God created you to be. Show those beautiful wings. I enjoy every conversation that we have. I never know what the conversation is actually going to be, but I trust that God will always feed the soul that hungers for the message, and I thank Him with all my heart for allowing that today. Take care.